What is up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today, we're going to review today's singular USHL game. We're going to go over the USHL standings as per usual, and then we're going to go over yesterday's 15 NHL games. So, yeah. But, make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you don't know who I am, there's a in my description is about a paragraph and a half of who I am, what I do here, what to expect, all that. If you like these podcasts and you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do so. It'll help me out. Greatly appreciated, and it is free. Just click up a button if you haven't already. Make sure to do that. Then post notifications to your channel. It is the only way to get a notification straight to your phone when I go live. Besides, if you follow my Facebook page, the NHL Podcast blog, sure to do that too. And make sure to like this podcast episode if you enjoy. So, yeah, I'll be right back. I am here. I'm just petting my cat right now. you know? So, okay, so I got one more thing to say. So I got a couple of big announcements. I got like three pretty big announcements. One's pretty big. One's like medium sized. Like I would say pretty big, but not. Yeah, I would say pretty big. And then I got one huge announcement that will change the podcast forever. Um, I'm going to announce one of the big ones on the season finale of season 8, episode 30 from season 8. So in 8 podcast episodes. That's going to be a huge one. Make sure to tune into that one because that's going to be a big change for this podcast. And then for the season premiere of season 9, I'm going to announce the one of the big ones, one of the big announcements, and then the huge monumental change starting on that season premiere. So those are two huge podcast episodes you guys do not want to miss. Because it's going to have monumental changes that you guys would want to know. So definitely make sure to go ahead and join that podcast episode. Join in live, experience the announcement with me and everybody else. So we gotta stack up that podcast episode. So without further ado, let's review today's USHL game. Sioux Falls Stampede lose to Team USA 6-2 in Team USA, so 36-20 in favor of Sioux Falls. They heavily outplayed Team USA, but Team USA very opportunistic, bad goaltending performance for Sioux Falls. 14 saves and 20 shots against. Team USA very opportunistic. They pick up a huge 2 points. They are officially number 7th in the East, flipped above Chicago in the Eastern Conference standings, and they are now one spot out of a playoff spot. They're going to be competing with CR in Chicago for that last playoff spot. Very interesting for sure. So let's go ahead and go over to the USHL standings. Okay, so for the USHL standings, number 1 in the East, the Dubuque Fighting Saints, 25-9-0-1 for 51 points. They're 8-1-0-1 in the last 10. This seems ridiculous right now. They are finding the groove, they are finding their full potential, and they have unlocked their full potential. This is the Dubuque Fighting Saints team that you need to be looking out for. I know that might sound pretty biased to the Dubuque Fighting Saints fan, which it might be. Honestly, it probably is. But that's still, if any team was on this big of a hot streak and I knew how much potential a team like this had, and they're unlocking their full potential, I would say that about any team. But this Saints team, you need to watch out for this team. Great goaltending, great defense, great offense, everything. Great power play, great penalty kill, great consistency, everything. Number 2, Muskegon Lumberjacks, 20-10, 2-4, 46 points. 4-3-0-3 for the previous 10. They were right neck and neck with the Saints, and now they're 5 points behind them with a game behind them. Yeah, technically an extra game, but Saints have the game in hand, and Lumberjacks are starting to slip away from the Saints, and the Saints are really starting to separate themselves from the pack, the Eastern Conference standings. Number 3, Youngstown Phantoms, 20-14-0-1 for 41 points. 5-4-0-1 the last 10. This team has great potential as well. They are 0. They are 0-2-0-1. No. They are 1-2-0-1 versus the Saints so far this season. And so that's the top team, so they were able to knock them off one time. But they lost to them 3 times. They're able to beat the Lumberjacks, I think 3 times this season. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, they can beat the top dogs, but they just need to put together a consistent. They just need to be consistent. For Green Bay Gamblers, 19-16-1 for 39 points, 7-3 in the previous 10. This team, if this team can stay consistent, it's a really good team. Will Zellers has got to be one of the best players I've seen in a long time. This guy is getting hat tricks on a consistent basis, and he's got to be one of the best players I've seen in the USHL in a long time. I'm not even kidding. I've seen some great players in the USHL. I've seen Stephen Holiday break so many records. I've seen oh my God, who was it? I think it was. Hold up. Trevor Conley was last year. Who was that? Because I know, because I've seen some great plays. Ryan St. Louis, I've seen. Hold up. I gotta pull this up. If we're looking at just players that I've seen personally, I'm seeing Artemi Nizimeyev right now, Landon Gunderson right now, Giacomo Martino right now. Like, those are some players that I'm seeing right now. Who else have I seen in the past? Last year, I saw Matt Vigridden get 83 points in 60 games. Trevor Conley, Max Swanson, Michael Haig, Noah Powell, Eric Paulson, Austin Bernovic, Zan Plant, Charlie Major, Jake Sandrio. I've seen all those guys just last year alone. I've also seen Macklin Celebrini play multiple times in person. Ryan Walsh, Nicholas Mordenhauer, Jack Harvey, Ryan St. Louis, Jaden Perron. And that's not even done. Let's see who else I've seen. I saw Jeremy Wilmer, 98 points in 60 games. Stephen Holiday, 95 points in 62 games. Mitchell Miller, 83 points in 60 games as a defenseman. Aiden Thompson, Connor Kerr, Jackson Blake, Adam Fantilli, Quinn Hudson, Cole O'Hara, Owen McGlon, Sam Lipkin, Jackson Hollum, Joe Miller, Ben Steve, Joey Larson, Dylan James, Jack Williams, Jacob Guivin. Bro, I've seen it all. And we got goalies. Do we want to look at goalies that I've seen before, bro? Oh my goodness. Anthony Slukinski, Aiden Wright, Anton Castro, Carson Muster, Kelvin Vacon, Kevin Radler, Ethan Dahlmeyer, Cameron Corpy, Jan Shostak, Gavin Moffat, Samuel Urban, Shrika Beaton Gutiev, James Nolan, all last season. I've also seen Jacob Fowler, dude. Marinov, Anton Castro, Creteau, Corpy, Bruno Berveres, Max Lundgren, Cameron Whitehead, Michael Haberl, one of the best goalie prospects in the world right now. Marcus Bronman, I've seen. And then the 21-22 season, I've seen Arseny Sergeyev have a 2.08 goals against average and a 918 save percentage with 30 wins. Alex Tracy, Jack Williams, Kevin Pache, Phil Svedback, Emmett Croteau, Bruno Berveres, Paxton Geisel, Gibson Homer, Cameron Whitehead. Like, I've seen a lot of really, really good players and goalies. Will Zellers has got to be one of the best players I've seen ever in the USHL. I've been watching this for 3 years, which I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but I've seen some really good players come and go. And Will Zellers, I haven't seen a player quite like Will Zellers. This guy scores hat tricks on a consistent basis. This guy is on a different level right now, the way he's playing. He's off the charts right now. So he's single-handedly between him and Aiden Park are carrying the Green Bay Gamblers right now, and that's really all they need when they have a player of that caliber. 5, Madison Capitals, 18-11, 2-1 for 39 points. They're tied with the Green Bay Gamblers with 4 games in hand. 36-1 in the last 10. That just shows how good they were when they were really rocking. But they've fallen off tremendously. I don't know quite why. They have one of the best offenses in the league when they play their best. They have a great goaltender, and they have great defense. I'm not honestly quite sure what their problem is, but they've just not been winning games. It's been starting when they won the first game versus Green Bay a few weeks back, and then they just haven't been able to win much games since then. 6, Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, 15-17, 1-1 for 32 points, 5-5 in the last 10. This team's one of the best road teams in the entire USHL, but it's really bad at home. 7, Team USA, 11-19-1 for 23 points, 5-5 in the last 10. This team's pretty bad, but they're not that bad. They have 1 more point than Chicago in 4 last games, and then Chicago 10-23-2 for 22 points. Doing 7 in the last 10. Terrible defensively. Goaltending's been really, really bad, honestly. It's expected to be a lot better. And the offense has been really bad, too. Really, really, really bad. Cedar Rapids is really running away with that last playoff spot. There are 6 playoff spots out of the East this season. I feel like I'm pretty locked up right now. To be Muskegon, Youngstown, Green Bay, Madison, and Cedar Rapids. I feel like those 6 teams are locked in to be those 6 playoff spots out of the East. But if you look at the West, the last playoff spot for Tri-City is by nowhere near locked up. Des Moines is right there. But yes, they started to create some separation as they swept Des Moines this past weekend. But they both got like half the season left to go. So the back half of the season is coming up right now. So we got a lot of hockey left to play. So the back half of the season is going to be very, very, very entertaining to watch. Number 1, Sioux Falls Stampede, 23-8-1-1 for 48 points, 73 in the last 10. This team's looking like the one of, if not the most well-rounded team in the USHL. Between them, the Saints, and the Stars. Very, very well-rounded. They're good at everything. They're really on fire. They did get smacked today, but they outplayed them. Just bad goaltending performance, and yeah. They're still a really, really good team. 2, Lincoln Stars, 23-11-1 for 47 points, 17-1 in the last 10. They were running away with number 1 in the West to start the season. They started going in a downhill slope, losing, go down. They went down to 4, I think, at one point, and now they're 7-2-1. And then in the recent month, I would say they really started trending upwards in a tremendously high rate, and they're right there, 1 point behind Sioux Falls. Yes, Sioux Falls has 2 games in hand, but the fact that they climbed back up to 1 point behind them is really, really good from the start because we know what they could do when playing at their full potential. 3, Fargo Forest, 19-12, 2-2 for 42 points. They have 4-5-1 in the last 10. This team, again, we've seen what they can do at their full potential, but they haven't been able to unlock that full potential. If you look, like the Lincoln Stars, they have the best offense in the league right now statistically. They have 145 goals for, and they only have 93 goals against. Sioux Falls have 136 goals for and only 95 goals against. Like Lincoln Stars and Sioux Falls Stampede are looking like the pretty far and away the 2 best teams out of the Western Conference and top 3 teams in the entire league between them, those 2 and the Saints. Are really looking like those 2 guys are really going to be the ones that are going to be competing for that Western Conference championship, and I'm very interested to see how that race goes. But the Fargo Force, if they play to the highest potential on all fronts, they could beat any team in the league. Before, Sioux City Musketeers, 18-13, 2-4, 42 points, 6-2, 1-1 in the last 10. They are catching some heat right now. They were catching some heat when they came into Dubuque on Saturday night and sold out arena in Dubuque. Johnny Gaudreau night, they went to overtime. They did eventually end up losing in overtime, but then they're starting to catch even more heat right now, and this team's really climbing up the ranks. They have 2 more games played than Fargo, but they are tied points-wise, so they're right there with Fargo for that number 3 in the seed in the West. 5, Waterloo Blackhawks, 16-9, 5-4 for 41 points, 6-2-2 in the last 10. This team has been the problem all season, being able to win those, holding on to leads, winning those close games, and winning in overtime. Those are the 3 main problems this season. It's all about winning games, honestly. Finishing out games has been the problem all season, just to sum it up. But they're 16-2 in the last 10. This is what they can do if they're able to close out games. They can beat any team in the USHL if they're able to close out games the way that they want to. And they have the goaltending, they have the defense, they have the offense, they have it all. They just need to pull together a full 60-minute game. That's what they need. 6, the Tri-City Storm, 17-15-2, 1 for 37 points, 5 and 5 in the last 10. They were starting to fall down. Des Moines was starting to catch them heat, and they were neck and neck for that that last Western Conference playoff spot. Coming into this weekend when they played each other twice, Tri-City was able to come away with both of those games with W's in regulation. They got 4 out of 4 points. Des Moines gets 0 points. They really huge. They were only 1 point ahead of Des Moines Buccaneers. There's 1 game in hand coming in this weekend, so Des Moines had a better point percentage. But they're able to come away with a sweep, and they really created some separation between them and Des Moines for that last Western Conference playoff spot. A lot of time left, but that's huge for them. 7 Des Moines Buccaneers, 15-17, and 2 for 32 points, 4.71 point percentage, 4.51. And this team started off really bad. They caught some heat for like a month and a half. They were come all the way back up to like a couple points at the playoff spot. I think even in a playoff spot for like a couple of days. And then they were 1 point outside the playoff spot with a game in hand versus Tri-City, and then they ended up getting swept, which kind of put them down a little bit. Which kind of sucks for them, but you never know. They could go on another good point streak, and you never know. Honestly, you never know. Like, you never know. Then if you look at the number 8 Omaha Lancers, 6-22, 4 and 1 for 17 points. 0-8, 1-1 in the last 10. Then they 0-12, 2 and 1 in the last 15 games. I think it's honestly, but at this point, it's not even the players' fault. It's not. The management's so bad. It's at this point, it's beyond the players' control. Honestly, I think it is. It's not all the players' fault. You cannot put this all on the players' fault. You can see the organization. If you're following the USHL, you should join my USHL discussion group. There's almost 5.2 thousand people in that group. Definitely check that out. Stay up to date with the USHL. It's great. So yeah, but we really progressed through the season here with that group. I've learned great things about the Omaha Lancers from Omaha Lancers fans that are in that group, explaining that the organization is not the greatest. It's really not. it's just not the greatest. It's just the owner and the GM and whatever is just very. It's not good. He's not very nice, and he's just like not good, not good at all. The coach is bad. Just the players are just not good. All the players are really asking out of Omaha, and that's why all the good players got traded because they were demanding out. Really bad for Omaha. So let's go over my predictions for the East. Number one, I have the Duke. They're really running away with this, and I think they're going to continue to get even further and further away from Muskegon, and I think they're going to end up running away with it soon enough and really take over that number one in the East and go back-to-back Eastern Conference winners in the regular season at least. Two, Muskegon Lumberjacks got 20, 10, 2, and 4 for 46 points. I still think the Muskegon Lumberjacks are going to end up going away with this. I think that Muskegon has one of, if not the best defenses in the entire USHL still. Okay. Definitely not the best because Lincoln and Sioux Falls have been seeming to have better, especially as of late, but we know what they can do. Goaltending is great. Phenomenal goaltending tandem has been all season. The offensive start is pretty concerning, but I still think they're going to get the number 2 spot. 3, I'm still going with Madison. I'm a big believer in Madison. Because I know if they play to the full potential, they can beat anybody because the offense is so good. The defense is great. And so is the goaltending. They really have a well-rounded team, but they just have not been able to put it together in the last month. But if they can get it back together, they're fine. 4, give me Youngstown. I think they're a pretty deep team overall. They have great goaltending. They have great defense. They have good offense. They're a pretty deep team overall. They're very undisciplined. 5, give me Green Bay Gamblers. They have Will Zellers, one of the best players I've seen in the USHL in a very long time. They have Aiden Park, who's a very, very good player. But outside of those two players, it's pretty, dry. They're pretty undisciplined, so is Muskegon and Youngstown, but they are too. And they're just not a very deep team. The goaltending's pretty inconsistent. The team in general is inconsistent. It's just not a very deep team, in my opinion. But I'm going to give them a number 5 because they could really beat anybody if they play their full potential because they swept the Dubuque before the season. So we'll just have to see how everybody plays, but I'm going to give them the number 5 seed just because of how inconsistent this team is, and I don't believe in this team depth. 6, Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. I mean, they're really running away with their last playoff spot out of the East. They're really, really just running away with that. They have a 9-point lead over Team USA for that last playoff spot out of the East. Are really running away with that. Number 17, I'm probably still going to go with Team USA. They have 1 more point than Chicago in 4 less games. They're significantly better point percentage at this point, and they're playing significantly better than Chicago Steel. They're just really, really bad, just on all fronts. If we go to the Western Conference, you have number 1. I'm still sticking with the Sioux Falls Stampede. I think Lincoln could win this West. They're very, very similar teams, but I think with the fact that Sioux Falls Stampede has this pretty decently better point percentage right now, I think they're going to go neck and neck all season, but I think Sioux Falls Stampede is going to edge them out. 2, Lincoln Stars. I think they have the best offense on paper. They technically have the best defense on paper, but I can make an argument for Sioux Falls. They have, honestly, probably Lincoln, and Lincoln has also great goaltending. So yeah, I could see Lincoln winning the West, but I think Sioux Falls and Lincoln will go back and forth all season. Those are the 2 clear-cut best teams out of the West right now. 3, Fargo Force, 19, 12, 2, and 2 for 42 points. 4, 5, and 1 in the last 10. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna get number 3. I think again, if they play at full potential, they could beat anybody, and they're a really good team. But they're just not playing that full potential. I think Lincoln and Sioux Falls are clearly pretty better than them right now. Better than them right now, and I think they're gonna end up getting quite a few more points than them. 4, give me the Waterloo Blackhawks. They have 3 less games played than the Sioux City Musketeers, and you have 1 less point than them. They have a better point percentage. I think they're going to end up getting that 4th spot because I think they're eventually, pretty soon, they're going to start putting together some wins, really soon. They're gonna figure out how to finish games better, and they're just going to end up winning more games. I think they're going to overtake Sioux City for that number 4 spot and play the number 5 seeded Sioux City Musketeers in the playoffs. I think Waterloo and Sioux City are going to be fighting for that 4 and 5 seed. And if they do get that 4 and 5 seed respectively, they're going to play each other in the first round. If they do fight for that 4 or 5 seed, whoever gets the 4 seed is going to get the home in that playoff. They're going to be fighting for home throughout that first round playoff series between one another. And I think Waterloo is going to edge them out for that home home ice advantage in that playoff series. Number 6, I'm still taking the Tri-City Storm. I think that separation, those 2 wins over Des Moines, and then the separation they got from them with sweeping them, and the 2 games they have over Des Moines, I think they've looked more consistent this season. I think they're going to edge out Des Moines for that number 6 seed. Number 7, Des Moines, they're going to be going neck and neck with Tri-City all season, but I don't think they'll be able to get it over them with the 2 losses they got against Tri-City this weekend and the separation. They're 5 points apart. They have 2 losses over them head to head, and I think Tri-City's going to edge them out. 8, Omaha, obviously, by far the worst team in the USHL right now. They're just bad on all fronts. They only have 67 goals right now, which is terrible. But yeah, that's the standings right now. I think either next USHL Sunday, no, I think in 2 USHL Sundays, we're going to go over my playoff predictions for the USHL at that point, because in 2 weeks it'll be February. So I think we're going to go over my playoff predictions in February, and then obviously on this podcast, we'll be going over the NHL and USHL playoff predictions right before they happen. So that's going to be very, very fun. I don't know if they're going to line up right before USHL Sunday, NHL Monday. I don't know, but I'll probably do it like a day or 2 before the playoffs actually start for their own for respective leagues, just so I can wait before anything happens. If any injuries happen or anything like that, then we're just gonna send them out there for a live podcast episode and send them out there. But yeah. Wait, I can't even see my chat. I'm sorry if you guys chat and I didn't respond to you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Doug. How many games does the USHL play in a regular season? Good evening to you, Doug, by the way. They play 62 games per season, so we just entered the second half of the season for both NHL and USHL. So this is the stretch of games. Second half, the back half, very important games from here on out. The first half, we're just seeing basically what you're seeing, what your team's made out of, what your team can do, and how you're gonna set up yourself for the second half of the season. And now the second half of the season is just a runaway stretch of the season to really see how you set yourself up for the playoffs. And then from the playoffs, it's basically a brand new season. Everybody's record 0-0 heading into the playoffs. You never know what can happen. So that's basically for both leagues, honestly. For both leagues. Thank you, Doug, for joining. I don't think I'm going to go over the goal scorers for every game. I think I'm just going to review the game. Like, here's a score. Here's a takeaway from that game. I think, yeah. I don't think I really need to go over the goal scorers today. I think we're good. I think we're good. And by the way, Saturday, January 25th. So in 6 days from now, next Saturday, I'm going to do the Junior Power Rankings, so make sure to join in that one. I'm not quite exactly sure. I think that would be episode 28 of Season 8, and then episode 29 of Season 8 is going to be USHL Sunday, and then episode 30 is going to be, I'm going to have one of my big announcements on that day for the season finale, and then I'm going to do the NHL Monday, and then obviously on that Tuesday, we're going to have my another big announcement, and then my huge monumental change for the podcast. Not really change, but just an addition to the podcast on that season premiere. So that's going to be a big podcast episode. So the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are going to be 4 back-to-back huge podcast episodes. So please make sure to join those all. Join in those all, because there's going to be huge podcast episodes. Going to be lining up. There's going to be 4 straight huge podcast episodes, and then we're just going to go out from there, because that's going to be huge. That's going to set up a lot of stuff for me. I'm not giving you any hints of what it is. You guys can start guessing if you want to what it is. I already have it all set up. I'm ready to go. I just got to announce it on the season premiere of Season 9. 2 of them, my monumental change I already have set up. My one for my other big change, that big addition that I'm adding for the season premiere that I'm announcing on the season premiere, and then the other big announcement for season finale. So we got it lined up. I already got it set up for his podcast, and we're just gonna go with him. We're gonna hope it works. I don't really see a way that it really goes wrong. I mean, it could, I guess, but I think it's gonna be nothing but good from this podcast. But you guys can continue to guess what it is if you want. I can't give you any hints. I cannot give you any hints. So the Flyers beat the Devils 3-1. The Devils are struggling to get wins. They only have 13 shots, which in the Devils' defense, that's the type of play the Flyers want to play like, but you guys need to win that. You're at home versus a beatable opponent. The Rangers are on a 7-game point streak. The Blue Jackets just on a 6-game win streak. They will overtake you if you guys don't start winning games, and they didn't. They need to start winning games soon. And then the Bruins went up 5-3. Then they scored 2 straight, forced overtime, and then 1 in the shootout. Incredible comeback victory for the Senators, just incredible. That's why I think them and the Rangers are going to get the wild card spots. I could see the Bruins maybe getting it. I could definitely see the Canadiens getting it. I could see the Red Wings maybe sneaking in. Never know. But yeah, Senators do, especially when they get Omar. They're really nasty when they get Omar. Avalanche defeating the Stars 6-3. They kind of made it look closer than it really was, but the Avalanche kind of dominated them. They were very opportunistic. They were flying. They were buzzing like basically the whole game, whole 60 minutes. The Stars did go up 1-0 early in the game on the power play goal. Might be a good side for the power play, but Avalanche kind of ran away with that game pretty quickly. A 34-save Spencer Knight shutout led to the Panthers winning 3-0 over the Ducks. 45 shots on goal for the Panthers. And Spencer Knight, honestly, first of all, he's probably going to get the starting position for Sergei Bobrovsky because Sergei Bobrovsky is struggling to get a 900 save percentage. Spencer Knight's putting up great numbers. If they want to have better chances of winning, you start the better goaltender. Spencer Knight's been a significantly better goaltender so far this season. So I say give Spencer Knight the starting role temporarily until Bobrovsky. Maybe that's a wake-up call for Bobrovsky, but I say until Bobrovsky takes that spot for Spencer Knight, give it to Spencer Knight temporarily. The Canadiens go up 3-0 in Montreal over their Canadian rivals in the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Leafs score 7 straight goals to win 7-3. Because the Canadiens are just a young team that got too cocky, and then they ended up blowing it to the Leafs. Very good comeback for the Leafs. It was a decent game for the Canadiens. Very good first period. Then the last 40 minutes for the Leafs, they kind of blew them out for the last 40 minutes. Lightning take on the Red Wings. They get outshot by almost double the shots by the Red Wings, with Vasi makes 39 saves and 40 shots against. The show is Steeler in Tampa for Vasi. Does the Lightning get a 5-1 victory? The Rangers go to a shootout, tie 0 apiece at the Blue Jackets. The Vinny Jocek with the shootout winner. Rangers now on a 7-game point streak. The Blue Jackets 6-game win streak out the window. 27 save equals Shesterkin shutout, and Tarasov both play ridiculous performances. Those two are going to be fighting really, really hard between them, the Senators, the Blue Jackets, the Rangers, the Senators, and the Canadiens. All 4 teams, specifically in my opinion, are going to be fighting so hard for the two wild card spots out of the East, and that's a huge victory for the Rangers. Head-to-head, get the 2 points. Allow the Blue Jackets to get 0 points, and the Blue Jackets 6-game winning streak, and keep their 7-game point streak alive. Huge win for the Rangers. Blue Jackets still able to get a point, but doesn't get the extra one. Capitals defeat their Penguins 4-1. 18 saves and 19 shots against for Logan Thompson. He's now 24-2-30. He's just ridiculous. He's just a winning machine this season. Can't really stop him. 38 saves and 39 shots against for the rookie Dustin Wolf. As he's a show stealer in Winnipeg, as he really steals the game for Calgary 3-1 in Winnipeg. Pulls off the upset basically single-handedly. He's trying to get some Calder votes. His rookie of the year, in case you didn't know. New York Islanders defeat the Sharks 4-1 at home. They pick up a huge 2 points that they're trying to grasp in that absolute dogfight of the Eastern Conference right now. They're trying to grasp. They're trying to get on people's radars. They're like, hey, we're still here. Pick up a huge 2 points. I know it's over the Sharks, but 2 points is 2 points, honestly, right now for the Islanders. Blackhawks upset the Knights 5-3. I believe they went up 3-1. Knights tied, and then they got 2 more goals. That sucks for the Knights. They will be fine, but the Blackhawks pick up 2 points. That's a morale booster for sure. Predators blow out the Wild 6-2. Wild continue to trend downwards as the Predators are trending upwards. So yeah, in Nashville. The Hockey Club defeat the Blues 4-2. The Blues were getting kind of hot there, then the Hockey Club stopped them in their tracks. 4-2 W in Utah. Canucks go up 3-0 over the Oilers. Oilers scored 2 straight. Canucks hang on. Huge victory for Canucks 3-2 if they want to make the playoffs, especially with the Flames still finding ways to winning games. They needed that game tremendously. And yeah, they really picked up a huge win there. And the Kraken upset the Kings 4-2 in Seattle. Huge win for Seattle. They also trying to catch some ground in that Western Conference. Alright, call it a race. I think that's going to do it for today's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great night. If you watch this live, you watch this after 11 night. If you get morning, evening, or afternoon, or whatever time you watch this. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn post notification channel if you haven't already. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode 22 of season 8. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 23 of season 8. We're getting closer to season 9, and we're getting closer to those big announcements. I'll see you there. Peace.